You done goofed. You're out. The fuck is this?
Ring, ring, ring. Harold, please shut up, Derp, and welcome back to Krown's Magical.
If I'm Derp, you're Mrs. Derp.
Derp Cave.
Well. Welcome back to Krown's Crypto Cave. It is a lovely Tuesday morning over here. A little bit of a turnaround Tuesday as we get prepared for bouncy bounce action as Bitcoin rallies off the 200x benchmark average on the daily. And that means that we have plenty to prepare for the next 24 hours to go because goddamn, man, this market is fucking screaming right now. It's been a very fun last like 48 hours. I know that a lot of people out there might disagree with that. But hey, this channel is as always focused on traders, and that is who we are doing this content for most importantly. So everyone's always welcome, of course, but understand where we're coming from. And with that said, let's get into the Krown chain application here. But there's a big announcement, baby. Holy fucking moly. I finally got the go ahead for Mr. Mordenfall himself, our lead developer. And you know what? The mobile function on the application is now ready. You can use the application on... You can actually use the application on your mobile. You can even download it to your homepage as well. You will be able to do that. It'll probably prompt you for something like that. There's going to be a few like UI issues with it perhaps on some sort of more exotic browsers, we'll say. So get off the shitty browsers and use a normal one. Use a fucking normal browser for goddamn sake. Anyways, all jokes aside, I hope that is good news for a lot of people out there. Now you can keep in touch on your phone, which we all have and which we're all glued to. And as I start reading this book, The Comfort Crisis, my God, man, I don't know if that's a good thing. But hey, it's good enough for me because actually I would like to have this data at hand whenever I so desire. So with that said, let's go take a look at the Krown chain application, which can be found at app.crunching.net. It is, by the way, 100% free, and it is in the link in the description below. Ha, there we go. Anyways, what do we see that is new from yesterday to today? We do see open interest coming down a little bit more, so that means that long positions are coming off as Bitcoin does essentially play out a downside move. The only way that open interest would be coming off is if people are getting rid of long. So long term, I do not think that Bitcoin is in a macro bear market. Do I think that Bitcoin likely has more downside to go? Yeah, I do. But does Bitcoin play to bounce from this region? Yeah, I also think that as well. You know, we have to kind of separate different time frames, obviously, and differentiate between the short term, medium term, and higher term time frames, and that is what is typically very confusing in a market like this. Anyways, with that said, Tor browser, sir, get off the dark web. That's only for criminals and drug dealers, you know, bad people. Oh dear Lord. At least I believe that's what it's used for. Anyways, Bitcoin dominance taking a little bit of a dippy dip below that 40% region. So we are, I believe, at the macro area. Now, long term, I actually do think that the Bitcoin dominance will continue to the downside. But as we have seen about 3 to 4 months of unabated down from the Bitcoin dominance, I would be looking for a bounce just around your last prior low in general. So altcoins likely gonna get nailed versus their Bitcoin pairing on this next Bitcoin move. But as we looked at yesterday, a massive shout out to all the people out there finding like these actually pretty damn good altcoins. We see a bifurcated market. We saw multiple altcoins not just breaking out yesterday, but actually making new all-time highs within the context of Bitcoin, and a lot of the majors, well, carrying out a bit of a distribution continuation on the downtrend. Not good, but that is a sign of a maturing market, I do believe, and that is an overall good thing. And we really have to start to separate this market now, I do believe, in terms of, in terms of relative strength, I suppose, as not everything is following each other, and that is actually a good sign long term. Anyways, top 10 best coins, top 10 worst coins over here. We got Aave, Synthetics, Polygon, SushiSwap, Kusama, Urine Finance, Swissborg, Cello, Helium, and Lisk all on the winners list. Big winners too. I mean, this is fucking insane right here. I mean, you're seeing not just double digits, you're seeing like 20% and more for the top 5 right there. Kusama and Up having a massively good day. So that is really to be considered within the context of what Bitcoin and some of the other majors are doing right now as well, relatively strong. And we do see a seriously bifurcated market right now, which is actually really, really impressive. The first time that we've really seen it in a more long form concerted effort, I think since I have ever been watching this asset. So very, very interesting stuff right there. Anyways, top 10 worst coins. Well, should we name them off? Actually, not all that many getting nailed to the cross just yet. We do see a lot of the stable coins actually rounding out a big portion of that list. Oh, it looks like it just got updated right there. By the way, did you know if you actually want to pull up a chart of these altcoins here, all you have to do is just click on them and then you can pull it up right there. There you go. That will also work on your mobile as well, and it actually gives you a lot of data about it, their rank within the market cap, their Bitcoin pairing value, and then obviously their dollar their dollar value as well, and then their changes over 1 day, 24 hours, 7 days, and market cap, volume, circulating supply, and total supply, which I actually think is relative are very, very valuable. So I'm really, really happy to see these sort of new additions to the Krown chain application. We have several more coming along the way as well, some very, very exciting ones as well, but I did want to get that out there. Anyways, into the market data tab we go, and let's see what we got going on over here. And yes, indeed, that is a, you might even call that a downtrend. High, low, lower high, lower low. It's that fucking simple right now. We do have a downtrend, but with that in mind, I do think that Bitcoin is getting ready for a bounce here. Problem is, as long as Bitcoin is below this last lower high right here, which is, by the way, at about $59,000, it is just yet again another lower high. So that is very likely in continuation. I do not think that the overall down is over just yet, and I'll explain why. But I do not believe that this is I do not believe that this is a macro bear market. I think Bitcoin's probably going to cool off for a while here, maybe maybe take 2 to 3 months, do one of those long form consolidations that Bitcoin loves to do, and then glory times maybe later this year, perhaps sometime around the end of summer, if I had to guess, just based off of past history. Anyways, again, the open interest was one of the major precipitating features on the app over here that was giving us an insight that we were expecting something new to happen. And of course, if something new is going to happen within the context of a nice uptrend, well, that would have to be on the other side of downtrend. And what do you know? That's exactly what we saw on the breakage below about 9 billion, which was kind of our low set all the way back to, I believe, January, February. Anyways, moving on down here, we do see that the premium over futures versus spot price action has massively dissipated. This is actually looking a lot more healthy down here. This I want to see come in closer and closer to parity. If we see any sort of backwardation, that's going to be a really, really good signal of a local low in place, perhaps even the next major low and the next potential investing low, if you will. On top of that, we do see that funny rate per exchange are all posting positive right now, which is not fucking good, man. It's not that it's not good. It's just, if we were to be looking for like a very, very obvious low right here, and perhaps even a macro low, I'd expect to see a lot of these guys on the negative side. Now, admittedly, none of these are, way the fuck out there on Mars. All these are pretty damn muted here, so it's not like a humongous consideration, but it does deserve a little bit of wording on it as well. What else do we want to talk about here? We just spoke about that. We spoke about that. Yes, Bitcoin dominance finally starting to level out a little bit, so I do believe that we're getting ready for a bounce extremely, extremely soon here. Long term, though, I do think that it is continuation. I actually do think that Bitcoin dominance will continue to falter within this market because we do see a maturing market. Remember, over here on the dashboard, on the main board over here, we do see several altcoins in double digits, or it's very, very impressive stuff actually. So I do think that deserves a lot of credit, and it's something that I'll be calling out quite significantly over the time here. I just want to make sure that I called out all the things that I needed to call out regarding the app right here. Okay, yes. Yes, in the next update, we're going to have a shit ton more data, although I don't necessarily know where that's coming in. I've learned with development, you just got to trust your developers. They're going to get it done, but you got to let them work at their own speed because, well, it is really, 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 really difficult work. But we have a very capable team over here, and I'm extremely proud to be working with them. Also, newsletter. The Liquidity Zone has a new issue coming out. They focus primarily on traditional markets. So if you are interested in traditional markets, I would check them out. They are my guys for that. They also have a YouTube channel as well, which they do daily live streams, and will kind of do something similar to this where they take requests and whatnot and look at stocks. And so if you're interested in that, definitely check it out. Extremely extremely valuable in my opinion as well. And these guys have actually even been on the channel, given a bit of an interview, so you can check that out and get familiar with them if you are so inclined as well. Anyways, enough shilling into the price action charts. It's time, my friends. It's time indeed. Let me just make sure that I got everything pulled up over here too. And the app's name is app.crowntrading.net, and it is in the description below. Hey, what's up, Christian Turi? He says, yes, I love Liquidity Zone. Yeah, man, they're great guys. Really like Eric. Actually, one of the guys' name is Eric, by the way. I know him as Pumpkin Party, as many of other people here know him as well. And then, of course, Congo too. Our good friend, Mr. Kenyon. What's up, Burn Cream? I see you, my friend. Try Firefox. Firefox should work, yes. Again, the more exotic browsers probably will not work on the app, or at least they'll have like more issues with the UI and whatnot. But if you're using, some of the more well-known ones, should be good to go. And yes, you actually can download it in the same way that you would a regular application to your home screen. You can also do that on your computer as well. Let me just polish off this coffee here. I done goofed actually. I made my coffee a little bit too late today, so it's going to be not just a sippy sip. It's going to be a gulpy gulp, I think, right now. So let's get right through this and let's see what sort of nonsense can spew out of my fucking mouth this time. Oh, there it is. El Pistolora says Bitcoin hitting buy signal on hash ribbons. Is it? Let's check it out. Ooh, wow. Okay, actually, this is really, really interesting right here. Did this just destroy my whole analysis for today? Did we just see the low right there? We are actually getting incredibly close to a buy signal right here, to be fair. Yeah, absolutely. Wow, I'm very glad you called that out. Now, obviously, I was going to look at it on stream too, but damn, man, that is quite compelling. Now, of course, this is technically not the actual buy signal. This is just the cross between these. A buy signal will be printed perhaps a little bit later, as you do see over here. Once it starts printing that more solid green, though, it can take some time to populate the buy signal. But as we do see on that solid green, it's usually some sideways action before the buy signal after that. So I will go through a quick analysis of that here. A couple things that I want to be, a couple things that I want to be adherent to within this. Again, as far as timing goes, this is not saying that this is, exactly the momentary low. It's not saying that this is, time to move to the upside with the speed of like 100,000 virgins. Seeing Pamela Anderson for the first time in their lives. I don't know why the fuck I came up with that, because maybe I'm a boomer and maybe she's probably not relevant anymore. Anyways, looking at this right here, yeah, anytime that we have seen the capitulation and then buy signal, typically does take about a month to a month and a half for that to happen, as we identified over the past few weeks. I'll shoot you towards the long-term analysis playlist where we go into detail on that, but I'll go through just a couple examples right here so you can get a good idea of it. Obviously, you can retest this yourself, which I would strongly suggest. And what do we see over here? We see capitulation signal right here. That is 27th of October. We see buy signal over here. That is 2nd of December. So a little bit over a month, maybe a month and a couple weeks there. And then on the 2nd of December to your actual next move, which, by the way, that buy signal did dump again. And this was actually a decent dump right here, to be fair. It doesn't look like much on a log scale, but that is a 10.5% dump, to be fair. Anyways, it took about another week, it looks like, 2 weeks until about December 15th over here, where Bitcoin actually started moving and continue with trend right there. Anyways, my point is that it can take some time. Same thing with this one over here. In fact, I think that this is a little bit more likely to what we're doing right now. You get the capitulation signal on the 22nd of May. You get your green signal on the 22nd of June, but that's not the buy signal. The buy signal is right here on the 11th of July. So we got basically late May to early middle of July. So what is that? About a month and a half, we'll say. And then that happens 11th of July. And then when does Bitcoin start moving? Right around here, late July. I'd say about a week later, 23rd of July, it looks like. So overall, or actually just a few days later, to be fair. So actually not that long at all. Hold on, let me just double check on this. No, I'm wrong on this one. 11th of July starts moving right around here. Yeah, 23rd of July. So a little bit more than 10 days, about 2 weeks. I won't go through any more examples other than that, because I've done this so many fucking times that I don't want to bore the absolute shit out of you. But this is extremely interesting here now that we actually are officially printing a green signal. Now, I don't think that this one is confirmed just yet. Here's the thing. I believe that this one will confirm today with any sort of a closure, excuse me, highly unprofessional, with any sort of a closure, probably above the bottom side trolling band in this case. Now, if we get the blue buy signal after that, that would be my sort of warning signal to look for the next sort of momentum drive to the upside over the next couple weeks. But as we've seen before, it can take some time for that to actually happen after the cross itself. So I would still express a bit of caution, a bit of concern right here. And I do think that Bitcoin still probably does fish a few more wicks to the downside. Personally speaking, I'd absolutely love to see 39,000 bucks on Bitcoin. Doesn't mean that we'll get it, but I do like that area overall. Just kind of lines up with a bit of a Wyckoff target there too. But overall, we do see momentum still remaining to the downside of the SMI. Now, MACD on the daily here is getting its first potential loosening of the momentum on the histogram since this dump really started from your 11th of May rejection on this massive girthy green or girthy red dildo party right there. But overall, again, I do think that it's time to wait a little bit. So looking at this right here, there is a little bit of hope. I do think within the next month or two, as we've seen before. So overall, it should be denoted that Bitcoin did close below the bottom side trend band yesterday. That, personally speaking, does make me look for potentially another move to the downside. I always go with trend in that case, and trend plus volatility plus momentum oscillators is typically what I look for if I am going to be if I'm going to be trading that same direction. So I do think today's closure is going to be absolutely critical. If Bitcoin closes above the bottom side trend band, which is currently just around 43,700-ish region, then I would be looking at that as a damn good signal that Bitcoin is very, 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 very likely to play at a greater bounce here, and potentially we do get that buy signal afterwards. And then after that, I would be looking at that as a as a pretty damn good thing long term. Anyways, let me just pull this up over here. Hey, what's up, Ryan? I would kindly ask that we could get through the Bitcoin and maybe some other major altcoin analysis first, and then we'll talk about shitcoins. I say this with great humbleness. Hopefully that doesn't come off as too I don't know. Well, hopefully it just doesn't come off in the wrong way. Is what I'm trying to say, man. So I'll try to pull it up later. But if I could please remind you, please do not donate or do any super chats before I get through this, so that I can pull it up at like the right time. Otherwise it could get lost in the comments. So it's better for everyone, I do believe. Anyways, okay, cool. So I do want to talk about why I also think that Bitcoin likely plays out of bounds from this region. We did hit the 200 exponential average right here. We do see that, of course, on the daily, if we do close above the bottom side Toronto band today, I would be looking for that bounce to occur. But of course, as long as Bitcoin is below $59,000, I do think that Bitcoin is, well, just within the midst of a downtrend. And of course, where could our next lower high happen? I mean, anywhere below $59,000 on a daily is fair game, of course. And I tentatively have very clear eyes on the 20 simple in this case right here, which is currently hovering around $53,000. It is moving to the downside rather aggressively. So I would be having, areas of interest anywhere between about 50 and about 53 if I had to guess right now. Now, of course, we can put in a bit of a bearish retracement on this as well. And let's see if that lines up with any of those targets. And what do you know? We got the 0.5 right here, directly at actually a little bit above 53, actually like 53.8 it looks like. And then we got the 382 right here, which is 51.150. So I do think that anywhere around here is kind of ripe for a little bit of a lower high watch. But I would not front run an area like that. I would just look for a weakness in an area like that. And if you do see anything like that, that's going to be the next big signal that Bitcoin likely does make another big dump-ola party to the downside. But at least for now, I do think that Bitcoin is more or less poised to make a bit of a bounce here. Coming back up and filling yesterday's open is certainly not out of the question at all. That's 46.5, and I imagine all the majors kind of have similar activity going on right there. We do see, I believe, on our lower term timeframes over here, we do see multiple drives of hidden bullish, or sorry, not hidden, but regular bullish divergence. Yep, we see 1, 2, 3 coming off that last low. I think this goes all the way up to a 6 hour, and it does. Yep, 1, 2, 3 drives right there. What about an 8 hour? Do we see it over here? We do not see it on an 8 hour. Actually, no, well, we kind of see it right there. What's 12th of May low? Okay, that's probably not going to be relevant. Let's go to a 10 hour and see if there's anything over here. Probably not. Actually, yes, 1, 2, 3 drives in progress here too. Any sort of, well, I'd even say that this one's already kind of confirmed right there. What about a 12 hour? Do we see it over here? No, we do not. We do not see it on a 12 hour. So up to a 10 hour. 10 hour is pretty damn respectable in this case. I do think that Bitcoin puts in a bit of a rally from here and bounces it up and gives all the boolaws a bit of a hope for the short term. Here's the thing though. I am a bit concerned on Bitcoin. God damn it, Isaac. Motherfucker. Oh man, I'm gonna lose my mind. Apologies, man. I think I might just be a little bit crazy. Anyways. Okay, so let's go over here and let's see if that lines up with any sort of other, relevant areas. We'll go over here to the CME chart and let's see, where is the CME gap that Bitcoin dumped into on Monday? That's actually right around about $50,000. Now, I would look at this as a bit of an area of caution as well. So anywhere around about 50,000 to 51,000, I do think is time to be looking for a bit of a lower high. Any sort of a weakness there, I would be extremely quick to be looking for the next drive down. But at least for now, probably a bit of a bounce here and then hold your breath, I suppose. Let's see if CME shows the same sort of potential signals over here. We do see God damn it, dog, please. Jesus fucking Christ. Dog is $2. Are you serious? No, dog is not $2. It's below 50 cents, man. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but Jesus Christ. But Krown, Dogfather twits about dog. Oh man, have we not learned our lesson about that one yet? Or what? Yeah, so over here on CME chart, we do see 1, 2, 3 drives of bullish divergence as well. I do like that. And technically speaking, my target would be up somewhere around the 21 exponential moving average, which is actually around our last sort of structural low area, and that would be about $48,000 it looks like on CME specifically. I just want to see what CME else is showing elsewhere as well. 6 hour has actually no, it does not have anything. Okay, so I'm gonna guess that no other time frame above that's probably not gonna have it either. Yeah, and it does not. 10 hour does look good for a short-term reversal here, but again, anywhere around $47,500 to $48,000, I would be a bit cautious in this region, as it's time to be looking for reasons to not be aggressive in my opinion. This is likely to take its time regardless of whether you're bullish or bearish. I do believe that this will take some time. I don't think that Bitcoin's just gonna like V bottom out of this shit and moonshot once again. I think that we're in for a bit of sideways action at the very best, between a range at the very best of like 55 and about 45 to the downside. And right now, Bitcoin probably plays a bit of a rally. So let me take another sippy sip of this, and let's get on through with the rest of it. We'll look at fucking dog for whatever godforsaken reason. There it is. Yeah, a lot of altcoins doing really, really well here. Polygon, Aave, yep, we called those out at the beginning of this stream here. Those were all showing crazy signals. Hey, what's up, Josh? There he is, Mr. Generous. Josh at it again. No stupid bull here. LOL. Thanks again, man. My pleasure, brother. My pleasure. I'm extremely happy for your success. Holy shit! That message that you sent me this morning. It's like the first part of the message, I was like, that's pretty good, and then the second part of the message, I'm like, that's really fucking good, actually. Holy shit, man. Powerful stuff. Very fucking powerful stuff. I won't like reveal the contents of your message, obviously, because, it's personal financial information, but really, really cool stuff, man. And incredibly happy for you, man. Very fucking happy for you. That is excellent. That is awesome. And it's great to see people from this community like really benefiting from this market cycle right now, because this is opportunity. Anyways, we do see 4-hour TSI turning up on CME as well. I imagine this is very likely going to be the same thing on spot price action here too. Yes, indeed it is. Actually multiple drives too. You can even look at that as divergence as well. So I do look at Bitcoin, whether you're bullish or bearish, very likely does bounce off this level right here. Tentative target's going to be, short term for CME is going to be like 46.7, but I do think that it gets another try up a little bit more than that, probably somewhere around like 47.5 to 48,000 bucks. That's where I'm tentatively kind of looking for. I do think that that's rather likely. And then depending upon how the daily closes today, I would be looking for potential continuation up until maybe like the shallow $50,000 region. That is, though, the time, at least in my opinion, it's time to be a bit more cautious here. So regardless of whether you're bullish or bearish, I do think that Bitcoin bounced from this region. Generally speaking, I just want to kind of peruse around the different time frames. Yep, we do see a 2-hour dual buy signal right here. Pretty damn good one, I would say. Let's see if this is also copied on the 3-hour. No, not as much, at least not as good of a one, but a 2 hour is decent enough, at least for a bouncy bounce here. I also want to check out my my caretaker charts over here. It's just like a massive caretaker chart with the STC. And what do we see? Yeah, we do see daily Stokes do kind of want to turn up with any sort of a closure today above 45,900. So if that does happen, yes, I really would extend this run at the very least to 48,000 bucks, and probably does test somewhere around 50,000 or a little bit above 50,000 bucks overall over the next few days. So looking more or less good there. We do see that daily BBWP is getting up there. It's in the 90 plus percentiles now. Technically speaking, it is. What exactly is it? I don't have my indicator arguments on this chart right here. Motherfucker, let's do it over here and figure it out. And what is it exactly showing? It is showing, 91 and some odd change percentile. So we are kind of at extremes right now. Technically speaking, I would like to see it get to 99 or 100 percentile. Those are very obvious low and basing areas. So I do still, open up the possibility for Bitcoin to either retest our current lows or make a slightly lower low somewhere around 39 to 40,000 bucks. But overall, I do start to look at this in the same way that we postulated yesterday. If I'm just going to give my dumb, stupid opinion on it, this is not technical analysis. This is not like real analysis. This is more like this is more like Twitter bullshit. This is the kind of shit that you expect to see on Twitter. I'd be looking for something like this over the next few months. Bitcoin kind of cradles itself out, bores the shit out of people, and then gives a try higher, probably around the end of summer, beginning of fall region. So I think that Bitcoin cools off here. And during that time where Bitcoin cools off, alts are very, very likely to be the main beneficiaries of that. It's no secret that when Bitcoin goes sideways, altcoins within the context of a bull market will get their chance to, well, if they want to, they can do what you see was going on over here on the winners list with like Polygon and Aave and Synthetics all having humongous days. So very, 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 very impressive stuff. And I'm kind of looking for a segment of that to happen. Anyways, let's go back down here. I just want to see if I missed anything else on the short-term timeframes. Let's see. Yep, we did hit a. Oh wow, we really got up there, right? On the 4 hour. I'm curious, did we see any sort of a signal over here on our spot price action charts versus our CME charts? No, not really, but it is losing momentum to the downside right now. So again, regardless of whether you're bullish or bearish, I do think that Bitcoin bounces here a few $1,000 and then it's game on once again somewhere in like the upper 40s, low 50s for right now. Anyways, what else do I want to check out? I guess we can look at doggy coin right now for our resident degenerates here. And then what do we see? All right, doggy coin 49.37 cent. Looks like absolute dog shit. And what are we looking at on the weekly right here? I mean, there's a couple obvious trades on the weekly here. If we take out last week low, this is going to be a reversal. I'd be looking for big moves down below, somewhere around a quarter, like 25 cents long term, but that's not happening today. It's not happening tomorrow. It's not even happening this week. Daily looks a little bit weak to me as well, as we do see it held below the 10 simple, which has a massively negative slope right there too. Somewhat of a phantom div right there as well. Hey, what's up, BK? Yeah, I mean, we can maybe look at that in a second here, but overall, I'd imagine with any sort of a Bitcoin upside, this one probably does test back up towards 58 cent. Remember, however, we did get a pretty damn classic retest over here of the 618 bearish retracement on our fibs, and that was your tick almost to the T at about 59 cents right there. So technically speaking, as long as we are operating below this last lower high, and on a closing basis, it's more or less, it's more like what is it? It's about just under 56 cents. It is still a lower high. So overall, as long as it's below there, I would still play this one, generally speaking, conservatively, and probably do favor the downside on this one still. But let's see what other time frames say, and if there's anything more obvious or important going on right here. 2-day inconclusive, 3-day is actually still good. 3 days actually still bullish. Motherfucker, are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Let's go over here to my other charts. I just want to see if there's anything more obvious going on right here. Let's see. We see, oh my God, we see daily Stokes turning up, rejecting the bearish control zone. Motherfucker, man, you got to be kidding me. This thing's probably going to pop back up. Holy shit. Yeah, 2 days kind of working its way as well. A bit of a bullish reset. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. I can't believe this. I can't fucking believe this, man. Is Doggy Coin actually going to give another try to the upside? It might just, but short term, it does look a little more downside angled. Looks like if we do close below about 50 cents, this thing does come back down short term, probably somewhere around like 45 cent region, but kind of hard to get bearish on this one as long as it holds the last higher low at about 38 cents on a full hour, or if we're looking at a daily, what would it be? It would actually be 39 and a quarter cents. So not much of a differential there. I'm curious what also our other charts over here say, if there's just anything more obvious going on right now. We do see 49 and a half cent. Very interesting. Momentum still turning down all across the way. I don't see anything too obvious on this chart that isn't, that already hasn't been said. I would be looking for the next ADX DMI signal as like an obvious sort of trending signal in this case, as we are going sideways right here. So typically those next sort of signals after baking in a consolidation will usually play on that direction for a trending move in this case. So, if it's going to be the downside, it'd be about 34 cents would be next target, plus continuation implied to about 25 cent. It's going to be the upside. Prior highs and probably new all-time fucking highs. I can't believe it, man. Can't fucking believe it. Got to be happy, I suppose, for the doggy for the doggy enthusiasts out there. There's a couple other things that I did want to mention here. Okay, so I do want to go back to Bitcoin for a second, if it's okay with all the altcoin people right now. All right, so there's something that I want to call out right here. Okay, so first and foremost, I want to address three major things. The three keys to success. No, that's a bunch of YouTube bullshit, but this is about three, somewhat easy things to keep an eye on. Is this the end all be all of any analysis? Fuck no, it's not. But I do want to present this as just, an easy way to kind of keep tabs on this asset right now. And it's going to be volatility, it's going to be momentum, and it's going to be, moving average in this case as well. Okay, so what do we have? We have BBWP on major lows within the context of Bitcoin in a bull market. We like to see Bitcoin get the BBWP into the 90+ percentile on major lows. Let's just go back to this for a second and see how this works out. All right, so let's go back to our last major run, or do we even need to do that? Yeah, we kind of do need to do that. Well, we can go back here to July when this run kind of started in its infancy. What do you see? BBWP gets up to about 92 percentile, and that marks off this major low. Or sorry, actually, no, it marks off the high. No, I have that wrong. Okay, apologies. We need to actually go back to 2016, 2017 over here. Here we go. Here is what I want to focus on right now. All right, so all of these major downside moves in the 2016-2017 run were essentially accompanied by some very, very high reads on BBWP. We're talking like 90 plus percentile for the most part. So on this first one over here, we can match it up with this guy right here. And what exactly was it? It was about 94.5 percentile. Very interesting. And that was a major low. Now, admittedly, after that, you do see Bitcoin traded sideways all the way from middle of January to essentially late May. It's quite some time. I mean, about four or 5 months right there. And I want to put another focus on this as well. You do see that on the other side, BBWP got all the way down even to a 0 percentile for a while during that as well. And that is kind of marking off a very mature consolidation, ready to move once again, ready to trend in this, in this case. And obviously, well, we do see that continued on with it. Anyways, Bitcoin gets the next dumpola right here. Pretty fucking nasty, as you do see. How high did BBWP get? Actually just got into the 85 percentile. Still pretty aggressive, but technically speaking, that wouldn't be as impressive. Then what do we see on this dumpola right here? By the way, all of these are about 35% dumps, which we can go over as well. Fuck, I guess we'll make it 4 things. And this one gets up to about 98.81 percentile. Very, very interesting. And then what do you know? BBWP trends down a bit. This one not getting as low, about 25 percentile, and then you get your continuation drive. And then what happens over here? Dumps down again. And guess what? We actually did get up to about a 97.62 percentile read right there as well on the lows. And then what happens? Bitcoin trends down on the BBWP. We see it get down to about a 25.5 percentile there as well, actually. And then continuation move to the upside after a very mature consolidation for about a month and a half, it looks like. Then same thing over here. Bitcoin dumps back down again. That is this read right here, actually, somewhere around 94.3%, or actually just right around about 94 or 93.65 percentile. So very, very aggressive right there as well. Boom, trends all the way down to, guess where? About a 23.83 percentile, and then big move to the upside after that. Then same thing over here. This one not as aggressive on BBWP. This one more like, well, actually it's still pretty up there. 88.5%, I'd say. Or sorry, 88.5 percentile to be correct. And then same thing after that, trends down, boom, there's your next major move. And then same thing actually over here as well in this last little one, which was somewhere around just above 90 percentile, it looks like. We can also do a couple examples before that as well. I don't know how much I want to bore the shit out of you. I can basically assure you that it's pretty much the same shit. Anyways, that is one piece of the puzzle. So how high did we get on our BBWP on that last move to the downside that we saw more recently? Well, we did get up to about a 91.67 percentile right there. Pretty respectable, definitely within the context of those last macro moves. But, as we have seen on the more aggressive end, it can get all the way to 99 to 100 percentile, of course. Now, the next thing that I'd be calling out is this test down to the 200 exponential moving average right here. I'm talking about the purple moving average. In fact, in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of everything right now. Just take it all off, baby. Take it all off. Let's do it like this. Get naked on these charts, I suppose. Do it like that. Jesus, it's going to be a fucking pain in the Angus to put these all back on. But there we go. And here you go. Here is a 200 exponential moving average right here. You'll notice that in 2016 to 2017 as well, where did Bitcoin base off of on this whole goddamn run? Well, that would be the 200 exponential moving average, in fact, and that also lines up with all of those higher reads on the BBWP as well. You might notice right here, right here, right here, right here, right here. This one barely tested over here, I'd say. But, we do get a few wicks to the downside below it. You do see an example right here. And then we can also pull back over to 2013, 2014. Same sort of thing. Base, break, but somewhat of a base too. And then base right here, and then big move. Same sort of thing. And by the way, same reads on the BBWP over here as well, just for clarity. Anyways, what else do we see? We also do see daily RSI. Where did daily RSI get down around on that last move? Right around to a 30 read. Well, let's just, do we have a fresh chart here? I think we do have a fresh chart. Let's just put a horizontal line right here and see what that looks like historically speaking. And god damn it, I can't pull it all the way back right there. But we'll just focus on the majority of these moves over here. What do you know? Bottom. This one actually did dip a little bit lower, but obviously was a bottom. It gives you a bit of a warning signal. Same thing. Bottom. And well, another bottom right there, but that was actually the break and the reversal. And then same thing over here too, gets a little bit below it, but ultimately a bottom. And then same thing on this drive as well. Okay, whoa. So that was 3. What's the 4th one? I don't want to go through the whole rigmarole on this one. I really don't want to bore the shit out of you in this case. So I'll just leave it at this. But basically, all these pullbacks that you see in 2016 to 2017 rally were, of the same sort of accord. On a closing basis, 30.32. On a wick basis, about 40% on this one. We see another one over here, about 33.5% to the downside. We see this one over here, about 33.5% to the downside. We see this one over here, about 38% to the downside. I would say this one over here is about 39, almost 40% to the downside, and so on and so forth. And guess what? How much do we have thus far right here as well? We do have, from top to bottom, about a 35% drop down thus far. Can it go a little bit more? Yes, but I do think that Bitcoin is getting relatively close. On the upper end, we did see about a 40% pullback in this case. And where would that be showing? That'd be showing actually right around here, which is, guess where? Right around my 39, actually about 39,500-ish region. But that is a level that I really do like, actually. I would really like to see Bitcoin just kind of put in a quick, just painless wick down around there. Doesn't mean that it has to happen, but I do still think that Bitcoin's going to take its time here, more or less. So overall, those are kind of the 4 things, not the 4 over, it's not like the only 4 things to be looking at, but I do think that gives a general disposition on what Bitcoin's doing, alongside, of course, what we looked at on the hash ribbons over here, which is the hash ribbons printing a buy for just Dogecoin, or is that Bitcoin too? Yeah, no, it's not doing it for Bitcoin just yet. Bitcoin is still kind of baking it, as you can see. Okay, so I think I got through everything that I wanted to talk about right there. Basically, my point is, yep, Bitcoin, regardless of whether bullish or bearish, probably does bounce a little bit more here. I would still be on lower high watch. And I still do think that there's a threat of another short-term downside move, but ultimately I do think that Bitcoin, probably finds its lows somewhere in the upper or lower upper 39,000 or upper like $30,000 region to low $40,000 region. Is it possible that we've already seen it? It's possible. I don't think it's as probable over over a longer period of time. I think Bitcoin likely does come back down and retest somewhere around these lows, but that's a personal opinion. I do think that it's more or less going to take its time. That is a very strong opinion that I do hold as far as timing goes. Very likely does take its time. Again, I want to see if this signal actually prints today, and then if we actually get a buy signal after that, that would be the next sort of piece of the puzzle I'd be looking for to kind of time this next move and put a bit of a timer on it, maybe like a week to 2 weeks after that. All right, sweet. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Here comes the shit coins. Oh dear Lord. Oh Lord, save me today. All right, all right. I see Josh right there. Okay, so we're at the right place. What's up, Rochelle? I see you in the chats. I see Lou Franio, the Hulk himself. BK says, "Hey, Krown, can you look at FTM USD on the 4-hour and daily? Do you think it can make a new all-time high?" Well, several altcoins actually are, which is really, really impressive here. Let's see. Let's see what this one's doing. I don't recall exactly what this one is, and let me just put back on all these major moving averages right here. That would be rather helpful for my eyes. And let's see. What's the orange one? Hold on. I don't. Yeah, no orange. Fuck the orange. There we go. All right, we're good. I think we're good. There's the blues. There's my 377. Yep, we want crossovers there too. Okay, excellent. By the way, you can get that indicator on your own for free. Just type it in on the public library over here. Just caretaker reverse moving average cross levels. There you go. Anyways, okay. So looking at FTM right here, the question is, do you think it can make a new all-time high? Okay, well, do I think it can make a new all-time high? Well, the obvious answer is yes. The question is, on what fucking time frame? You did not specify. From this level right here, I'd say that that's a little bit less likely from this area right here. Looking at the weekly, I do think that this one certainly looks a lot more toppy. I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing trade a little bit lower, like 46.75 cents. So you need to kind of you need to kind of like postulate some other side of that. It's like, do I think that it'll make a new all-time high over time? I mean, that has been the trend. It's not very wise to trade against the trend in this case. I mean, this is a pretty damn powerful trend here for all the history that we do have. But is it happening today? No, I don't think so. Is it happening tomorrow? Probably not. Is it happening this week? I would also not think so as well. In fact, looking at this right here, probably bounces a bit with Bitcoin, to be fair, but yeah, probably bounce with Bitcoin, to be fair. But overall, I don't see I don't see any real reason to be looking for new all-time high run, as long as it's below basically this last sort of accumulation area right here, which is about, well, it's actually more like a distribution area right here, to be fair, which is just under 73 cents, it looks like, or actually basically just right around 73 cents. And it does look like it has some short-term upside here, to be fair. Probably does trade up maybe somewhere around like mid 60s for now, but that would be my sort of bias for being on, trending new all-time high watch, at least for retesting the all-time high. And then, after that probably does try for a new all-time high over time. But that's what I'd be looking for, to be 100% clear, and to put like a little bit of brackets on it as well. What's up, Podcap Shops? Sir, thank you for the epic content. Hey man, my pleasure, and thank you for joining on in, man. Can you check out Matic BTC hourly and daily on Binance, please? Yep, sure. This one also one of the big winners. I believe this is Polygon actually. Is this Polygon? Yeah, it is Polygon. Okay, so this one we already know is a fucking major winner today. Holy shit! Holy, what the fuck? What the fuck is this thing, man? I do think that it's coming into a local high relatively soon. We see BBWP at the 100 percentile. So how much more can this one go? Well, we don't even have fucking bearish divergence right now. I do think you're probably going to put in a high somewhere, somewhere relatively soon, and then you're probably going to put another high after that, and then you get your bearish divergence, and then you probably play out a pullback. But for right now, there's nothing bearish about this chart. The question is, when's your next pullback? Because this has been a pretty much unabated run from 1300 all the way to 4600. Pretty impressive run, you might say. Straight fucking vertical, 275% thus far. The question is, though, would I be looking for further continuations exactly from this region right here? I do think it's showing a little bit of signs of slowdown on the very short-term timeframes. However, probably another another short-term high. Let's see if there's any sort of relevant targets for this one, and then we can kind of come up with a general analysis for this. It's kind of in no man's land. Well, is it in no man's land? It basically hit the 272. I usually don't look for tops at the 272. It's the 414 and the 618 that I favor for that sort of thing. So I think probably another drive, maybe a slight higher high than where we're at right now. But I would express a bit of caution for a local high on this one. Does that mean that I'm bearish on this? Fuck no, I'm not. I'd just be looking for a sideways consolidation and downside move. Over a period of time. I mean, I'd be looking for something like this. That would be rather healthy. That would be rather healthy after just a straight up unabated move. I mean, it's I'd say it's very reasonable to be looking for something resembling a bit of sideways and down after that. I think it's close, yes, and it's kind of a cautious time right here. I mean, we're taking this off of a fucking 4-hour consolidation. Like that's how aggressive this one is right now. So I'd be very, 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 very quick. This is really the place that you want to be looking for taking profits and maybe angling yourself low over the next like month or two. In my opinion, this is of course not financial advice. In fact, it's the furthest thing from financial advice. Okay, let's see. Pablo Sal says, hey, Krown, can you take a look at Square Stock Daily? Yep, symbol SQ. We got some stocks. We got some real shit over here. Actually, let's go check out Coinbase as well. I'd like to see what that one's doing. I think it's getting ready for a bit of a bouncy bounce here, to be fair, but is structure broken? I mean, it's really fucking close there. Yeah, we did get our first oh no, that's not really a breakage right there. I'd probably be looking for a bounce back up to about 217 and 3/4 or so. Of course, you're on lower high watch as long as you're below about 240 right here. I mean, that is a pretty nasty drop down, but similar to Bitcoin, I do think regardless of whether you're bullish or bearish, probably does try a bounce from here. But you do have a 4-hour death crossing coming. Yes, momentum oscillators are turning up on the other side. However, I do think it has a short-term rally, again, somewhere, in your mid to upper 2 teens, and then come back to it after that. I don't see any real reason to be like long-term bullish on it, especially as long as it's below about 240. That is this major drop right here. So I'd actually just mark this area off. Trading a bit of a range, but I'd be very, 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 very cognizant of any sort of a lower high activity in this. I mean, this is a fucking massive region, so that's not too helpful, but that is what it is right now. I would be looking for a bounce though. Did you give any time frames on this? Daily, yes, you did, and we looked at the daily, and I'd basically be saying the same thing. I think it rallies back up to like 217-ish region, maybe 220. All right, Fillmore, what's up, man? We in a W pattern for Bitcoin, you think? No. What's a W about this, sir? So these W patterns have become like some sort of a fucking meme in this market, which is a very interesting thing to see. I actually don't see. I mean, W patterns are simply just reaccumulations, and typically, it's just simply like a higher low. It's like a weaker version of an ascending triangle. I'm not a huge fan of them myself. I'm not a huge fan of patterns in general myself, but are we in a W pattern right here? Well, I mean, define your time frame, because on a daily, obviously not. If anything, on a daily, it's, the rolling hills to distribution right there. So I'd have to strongly disagree with that. If you're looking at a 4-hour, is this a W pattern? That's Jesus toast is what it is. If we're looking at an hourly, is this a W pattern? This is a low. This is a lower low. This is a higher low. We have, essentially a loss of momentum to the downside. and this is kind of the underlying psychology behind these things is, you're downtrending, obviously momentum subsides, and then what happens after momentum subsides? People take profits on their shorts, typically speaking, and then you get a bit of an upside move. Is this a W pattern by definition? No, it is not. It is actually very obviously not a W pattern. If you're looking at an hourly and any other higher term time frame, it's just a Jesus toast. It's nothing. I mean, this is a nothing, a very much nothing. But perhaps next time it would be good to define a time frame so that we can be looking at the same thing. Because I don't know, maybe it's on like a 15-minute, but I don't really favor the 15-minute, personally speaking. Anyways, let's see. Richard Christensen says, hello, sir. God bless you, sir. God bless you, sir, too, as well. You're an angel. You sound like my grandma now, man. I appreciate that, but I'm just a human being, just like you, man. Just like you. We're all just human beings trying our best, my friend. Could you please take a look at Coinbase for the daily and weekly fucking? Yes, there we go. Symbol COIN. It's like you read my mind, man. I was saying that I wanted to look at it earlier. Yeah, we got a bit of a local low right here. I do like this as a hammer dildo. Yes, I do think that dildo formations work a little bit better in traditional markets. I do think that it will very likely trade back up somewhere around 260-ish region, but this is a really hard chart to love as it stands. Here's the thing, though. I believe around 250 was like its kind of implied price or like its realistic price when this thing first got listed, although it it opened at like 400, and then Kathy Woods decided to buy it, and everything that she fucking touches turns to not gold. Sorry, Kathy, but fair enough. She doesn't have the best reputation with my old friends, we'll say. Anyways, yeah, I'd be looking for a rally back up to like 255, 260-ish region probably today, and then game on from there. But we got some regular bullish divergence in play from here, this low and this low, and we got a nice little gap up right there too. Long term, well, there is no long term on something that's been around for like a month, but it is, for what it's worth, just a straight down move. It's kind of like the same thing as like an ICO, one of those shit coins just dumping and dumping and dumping all throughout its entirety of history. So I do express concern on this one long term, but I mean, I shouldn't even say that. There's no long term analysis to be had on something that's been around for just over a month. But if you're just asking about the short-term timeframes, I do think that it pops up a little bit from here. You're asking about a daily, weekly, man. Here's the thing, man. If I'm looking at a daily, obviously the trend's down. That's not anything, super crazy to say. Weekly looks like shit as well. For the information that we have here, I do not fucking like it on those timeframes. But here's the thing, Richard. There's no real analysis to be made on something that's only been around this long. The only analysis that I'd stand by is the more obvious one. In fact, I really don't even think you really don't even want my opinion on things that have been around for just a month or two. I mean, for the way that I look at things, I'd really like to see multiple years of history, preferably like 5 to 10 years at the very least. So fair enough. I can only give you the obvious things on this one. Short term, yeah, it pops back up. But as long as you're below about $300, very bad, very bad. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Mark L? Andrew Gorsick says, hey, Krown, what's up, man? Hey, my pleasure, man. Can you check out SVL? Is this a silver ETF? I've never traded silver myself. Oh no, it's a silver miner on Australian markets. Here we go. Last time I looked at silver, it was looking pretty good, so I imagine the miners are doing well as well, and they are. Wow, very powerful, very, 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 very powerful. Multiple drives of hidden bullish divergence off that last low, popping back above the reaccumulation range right here, and long-term accumulation range actually as well. I really like this. You might even call this a very complex inverted head and shoulders. Long term, man, I'd be looking somewhere right around here at about 58 cents, but that is long term. You did not give me a time frame on that, so I don't really know where to go with this one. But I would be looking for a move long term up to about 58 to 59 cents. Potential for more long term, but we have a lot of good things going on right here. Weekly TSI turning up, even playing out a trend line from this low, this low, and this low. I won't even put it in there because I think it's rather obvious. We have volatility sprucing up here too, so we do see that trend plus volatility plus momentum. I love those trades, and in this case, you don't just have that. You have like a multi-year long consolidation going back to 2016. I like it. I like it quite a fair bit, actually. But again, I don't know if that's a time frame that you want me to look at. So I would say, if you do want an opinion, if you want my stupid fucking opinion, it would be best to give a time frame on top of it as well, so that we can, so at least I can make it relevant to what you're probably looking for. Mr. Scott Carney, there he is. Holy shit, Scott, you're not first today, man. What the hell happened? B Farf. All right, let's check it out. B Farf, great name. Bit farms, yeah, trades OTC. All right, don't like it short term. I'd be looking for another move back down to about 410, 412 region. No time for. Oh, no, you did give a time frame. Weekly, daily, both down. Daily turning down a momentum right here. Not a death sentence, but we are obviously playing off of this sort of regression, obviously, and we do see daily R size going for a bit of a. This is the opposite of constructive. This is deconstructive right there. I'd be looking for some downside somewhere back down around here, somewhere around like 4 to 410 region, and then come back to it after that. Long term, could it be wedging itself into this ascending triangle? Perhaps yes. But short term, I would be looking for it to fill it out a little bit more. So as long as it holds the last higher low, I would actually remain long term bullish on it, just based off of trend here. But well, you're probably gonna get tested relatively soon. Let's see. Meeker's adventures. Say no more. What kind of adventures, sir? I bought 950 in XVS at 82. Okay, so you bought 900. You're giving me like your exact fucking account position. Okay, so you bought $950 of symbol XVS. What the fuck is it? Oh dear lord, it's a shitcoin. All right, let's give it the benefit of the doubt. I suppose I've learned my lesson on that one. At 82 cents. When is good to sell or keep the chart, please? Okay, so you basically bought the. Oh no, you didn't even buy the last higher low. You bought somewhere over here. Oh, you bought at $82. Okay, so you bought the last breakout. Pretty well done. Here's the thing though, man. I don't like this sort of potential swing failure pattern in order here, and breaking below your last high of the last consolidation between this area and this area. Typically not a very good sign, man. I think that this one comes back down to like 74.80 region. I don't like this. Then again, does the weekly bounce at first? I think the weekly probably does bounce at first, but I'm not a humongous fan of this chart. Short term, will it bounce? Yes. I do think that it bounces back up somewhere around $100. Here's the thing though, I would be cautious on this one. I suppose you can give it the benefit of the doubt. On a swing failure pattern, I really don't like these for the most part. I would generally favor downside based off that overall, but short term, does it pop back up alongside Bitcoin? Probably yes. I'd tentatively be looking somewhere around $100. Now you're probably going to hate me if this thing pops back up above 121, because that would be your obvious bullish continuation signals here. But you are getting multiple drives of bullish divergence off these lows here. So at least short term, I do think it gives you another try to the upside. And then maybe you hold on to a little bit and see if it takes out this last lower high right here. If it does, yeah, you probably got another trendy move to the upside. But for what it's worth right now, this is very obviously distribution. We see big volume on the nasty red dildo party over here. That's your classic sign, and daily is a bit of a swing failure pattern here as well, above the last sort of the last sort of breakdown. So typically speaking, I won't favor those, but short term, I do think it pops back up alongside the rest of the market right now. Okay. Fuck it. I just lost my place. Oh dear lord. Oh dear lord. All right, let's pop back up here. Okay, I found it. Hey, not bad. Mika Douglas, what's up? Could you please have a look at Matic USDT 4 hour? I think we already looked at it, but maybe not the 4 hour specifically, so we can definitely dial that in today. Let's see. Still really fucking good on the daily. No, I don't think we looked at this one. Whatever it is, it's good. It's really good. Really fucking good. Yeah, fresh breakout of this area over here. I believe that we identified this range yesterday, so you're getting the breakout today. I do believe that we did say that this was likely to continue here, and I would be looking for a 220 target short term, a bit of a pullback after 220, potential for more over time. This is a really good chart long term. Wow, yeah, this is a really impressive chart long term. Very fucking impressive. Very, 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 very impressive. I would be looking for a short term pullback off that area, potential for more over time, but if you're just specifically looking at a 4 hour, that's what I'd say. Long term probably does try for more over time. I mean, this is powerful chart. We don't even have bearish divergence on a weekly just yet, but goddamn, I can't remember the last time I've seen a weekly RSI get up to 98. What the fuck? When this thing pulls back, it's going to pull back hard, but it will very likely be an opportunity. I mean, there's nothing bearish about this long term, but this thing can pull back fucking harshly. It can pull back down to like $1 and really not do all that much. That is so insane. So again, to answer your question, yeah, short term, I'd be looking for a little more continuation. Caution around that 220-ish level short term though. Okay, sweet. Super Googly Lee, how you doing, man? Good day, my man. Good day to you as well, sir. Could we have a look at Aave versus Ethereum daily and weekly this fine morning? Yeah, Aave, ETH. Okay. Okay, interesting pair here. Daily, weekly. Okay, daily, weekly. All right, so 4 hour. Let's get the fuck off that and go to the daily. Okay, daily is hitting this last sort of breakdown area right here. I would be looking for a short-term pullback off that. Actually, it looks like we already hit it. Long term, I like it. You see a series of higher lows. Yeah, it's a little bit sloppy here. Kind of has a pump and dump nature, to be fair. But this is versus Ethereum pairing, so I'd much rather prefer to look at this versus US dollar. I'd have probably a much different thing to say, because this is just not this is a sloppy chart to me, but it is long term up. Weekly's very obviously bullish as well. Did you give a time frame? Yeah, you did. So daily probably does play at a little bit of a pullback from this level right here. Weekly, however, is continuation. I really like the weekly. Weekly, I wouldn't be surprised to see it trade back up to like 21 and a half, 22 cents region. Big areas at about a quarter. But I do like I'm never going to hate a higher low structure right here in the presence of, well, a pretty massive girthy green dildo rally as well. So I do like it on the weekly. Daily, I think, you might see a short-term pullback here, but I'm a lot less confident on the daily, actually, just because this chart's sloppy versus Ethereum. Look, if it's okay with you, I'd like to look at it versus USD. I think I'll have something much more obvious to say here, and let's see. Bullish as fuck. I think we looked at this one yesterday. We said that it was in the process of trending here, and I'd stick with that. I'd be looking towards 740 and probably a short-term pullback from that region. Looks very good on the US dollar pairing, even though I know you did not ask for that. Scott Presby, what's up, man? Useless Rabbit here. Hey, welcome, sir, and good to meet you. After you get through everything, oh man, so aware. I appreciate that, man. Really appreciate that. Can you check block and PLTR on the daily and block on the weekly? All right, let's check out block first. I think it would be better for everyone if we just did one at a time, but I will in your case do two, just because you're new and we want to start off on a good foot, Anyways, block on a weekly, huh? I like to go to a restaurant called Block, actually, but short term, I'd probably be looking for another test of the 21 here at about 47 and 11 cents or so. But I do think that this one has more long term downside, probably down to about $39. That could take a few months here. A very obvious lower high right here on the weekly after a failed, another failed attempt. You might even call that a bit of a bull trap here. I mean, it did have a pretty damn good chart leading into that. Long term, I like it. Yes, I do think that ultimately somewhere down around about 40 to $39 will be a major opportunity. But I'm not a huge fan of it after maybe another short term try to the upside. Now, I would change my opinion, Scott. I would change my opinion massively on a higher high above this dump right here. That's essentially your bull trap right around 53.90 cents. Above there, I'd be bullish for the all-time highs once again, but if I'm saying it bluntly, I do think that it tests to the downside overall on the weekly specifically. PLTR, I know that this one's a popular one as well. Palantir Tech, which I'm only familiar with Palantir from that movie Lord of the Rings. I fucking love Lord of the Rings, by the way. I'd be looking for this one to try some upside here. Again, we don't have a whole hell of a lot of history, to be fair, on a weekly, but you did not ask about a weekly. Although I do think the weekly is a little more interesting here. Now, here's the thing. Did we hit the measured move off this ascending triangle target? I imagine so. Yeah, we did. Hey, look at that. Every once in a while, that fucking bullshit TA works. Every once in a while. Every once in a while. That's what we tell ourselves. Short term, I do think that it tries back up here. This is a bit of a reversal short term. We do see momentum oscillators favoring the upside. TSI, RSI, given some bullish divergence there. I'd be looking for another try back up towards like 21 and a half. You already hit your target, so if this is just going to be a quick down and out, that actually be a good long-term signal. Daily TSI is going to turn up here too. Daily RSI is given bullish divergence as well. I don't hate that, man. I'd actually give this one a chance. Here's where I'd get very, I wouldn't say very bullish on it, but I'd be looking for a bigger move to the upside. Above this last lower high at 24 and a quarter, I'd start to look for moves way, I wouldn't say way up, but somewhere around the upper 20s, like 28 to $29 would look pretty damn good. All right, sweet. Let's see. A chocolate bar review channel. Chocolate bar review channel. What's your favorite chocolate bar, man? That's my question to you. I can't really eat chocolate because I have lactose intolerance, but I still eat it anyways. And then Elsa has to deal with the collateral damage in the bathroom sector of this apartment, we'll say. Let me finish off this coffee here too. I got one little sippy sip left. It's gonna be disaster pants later, I can tell you that. Hello, you good sir, you. Hello, good sir. You look like a child, man. What are you doing on this channel? Litecoin, Bitcoin on the weekly. I sense that doggy energy is coming. I'm probably not, but we can look at it. It doesn't mean that it can't be bullish. Yeah, I would be looking for a move up to the 200 exponential average here on the weekly specifically. I do like this. That first pullback after a breakout is almost always in my book a buy. I'd be looking for a move up somewhere around 767,000 Satoshis, maybe up to this last prior high right here. That'd be the next major stopping point I'd be looking for. You're technically still, you're technically still kind of fucked on this chart, but Litecoin is a pump and dump versus the Bitcoin pairing here. You see it just kind of pump out of nowhere here, and we basically retested those lows as well. Same thing over here. So I do think that you're getting ready for one of those pump phases. So actually, if I'm going to be quite honest with you, long term on the weekly, I do think that you might get a bit of that doggy dick red rocket energy over here, but. This one, we've seen this one for a long time, man. It loves to pump and dump. It does it very, very fast. Be aware, be very fucking aware, because it loves to put in its highs anywhere around the 0.18 to 0.2 region long term. But I do think you're in for some upside here. Obvious, areas of interest are going to be 0.008 and the 0.0094 region right here. Above there, I'd really look for like a screaming run back up to those prior highs or at least around them. All right, let's see what else we have here. Richard Christian says, "Hey, Krown, my brothers and I were praying the other day that Nucor will go to $120 this week. Did you pray to Bull Jesus or Bear Jesus? Because there can only be one, my friend. Could you please give us your thoughts? God bless technical analysis." All right, Nucor, huh? What is this thing? Nucor. It sounds familiar, but I don't. Symbol NUE. Yeah, I've seen this one before. Yeah, powerful move here. Okay, wow. Wow. Yeah, we have looked at this one. Powerful as fuck, man. Yes, I would be bullish on this one. Now, what do you say? Okay, you're saying $120 this week. I don't know. Look, I don't know why it has to happen this week, man, but I actually don't even think $120 is a relevant target for you, to be honest with you. If I'm looking at the weekly, I'd be looking somewhere between about 135 and 150 maybe over the next couple months here. Stocks typically move a bit slower, but this is a multi-year long resolution of a very, very healthy consolidation, it looks like. We're going all the way back to May of 08. So this is more than a decade long in the making here, just freshly breaking out a couple weeks ago. I believe we looked at this one about a month ago and we liked it. I have nothing new to say about that, man. It looks very, very good. All major moving averages are in bullish posturings. We got a weekly golden cross as well. I imagine the monthly is probably just as powerful here too. Indeed it is. I would like to see it play between the 414 and the 272 there a little bit more, but yeah, this one's moving right now, man. No, I'd be bullish on this one, but why 120? What is that the Lord's number? I don't know. The Lord's number is definitely 69. Josh says Ethereum, Bitcoin. Oh, there he is. Daily, weekly, please. Also, water break. I think I'm good on water right now, man. The coffee's been carrying me over. It's been giving me extra life recently when I don't get enough sleep, but probably not very wise to burn the fucking wick at both ends, huh? Okay, Ethereum, Bitcoin pairing right here. Okay, so we did get a pullback. How far did we pull back? Down to 0.074. I said earlier this week, this thing can pull all the way back down to like 0.07 even and still be long-term bullish for myself. I do think you're in a bit of a cautious territory here. Does it give another try? Hey, what the fuck is up with this chart not saving my areas? Or maybe it's this one over here. This one must be it. It is, what the hell? TradingView is trolling me, man. TradingView is definitely trolling me. Well, we can do this one quite easily. I do think it's going to give you another test into this region, right? Oh, no. Okay, I just had my drawing tools off. It's going to very likely give you another test in this region right here, but I would be cautious of a local high within this region. I do think that it will play off a bit of a sideways consolidation after tagging this region once again at about, what is this, like 8.9 million Satoshis or 8.8 million Satoshis. Long term, I love this chart. It's a fucking phenomenal chart. Probably one of the most interesting charts to myself after going through a 3-year long consolidation from September 2018, just being resolved in April 2021. And this one's been straight up ever since. Momentum oscillators all across the board are bullish as all hell, but I think it very likely gives another test into that region, and then you get a bit of a pullback, and then probably continuation over a long period of time. I do think long term, Josh. I do think long term, if you're looking at weekly or monthly specifically, I have no real reason to believe that it won't get back up above 0.01, 0.011. Actually, I'd be even. And if I'm being very blunt with you, Josh, just because I know you quite well, and I know that you're like you know how to do things. You got a lot of good things going on right here, man. Look, it's a monthly uptrend. Do I think that you're just going to come up here and retest your prior highs and then stop there and reverse back down? Probably not. Do I think that it produces a bit of a consolidation similar to what you see on most assets when they retest their prior highs? Yes, but look, this is a monthly uptrend here, man. I have to favor more upside after that, man. It's going to look very, very good, actually. Very, very good. All right, let's see what else we got, man. Jordan Chen says USD TWD. What's that? Is that Taiwan? Oh, is this Forex? I love to look at Forex, man. TW, yes, it is. Taiwan new dollar. All right. Didn't know this thing existed, but cool. Bearish as fuck though on the monthly. Okay, you're looking at the daily, however. Are you fooked? Well, define fooked, right? I do think that this thing is pretty nasty long term, man. I'm not going to be a fan of a chart that looks like this on the monthly, but I am looking at a monthly right now, to be fair. I do think that long term, it very likely does drop down somewhere around here, about 27.5, 27.25 region. I really don't like it long term, but short term, does it try a bounce? Like you specifically, you specified the daily. Well, even on the daily, I'd be looking for the move down here, actually, back down to about 28 or just below $28. Or no, we're already below 28, so it'd be like 27.78, 788 to just 27.8, we'll say. Do I think it tries another bounce from there? It probably does try another bounce from there on the daily, but I'm not sure exactly where you want to go with this one, to be honest with you. I think it will test back down here, to be honest with you, and then try another bounce from there. But lower highs on the very high term time frames as long as you're below 28.5. So that is not looking too hot long term, you might say. But at least it's not too far down for the full retrace. And there you get your pretty bounces too. And hey man, maybe you live in Taiwan and like who? Well, maybe I shouldn't make assumptions. How about that? Pavel Jurek says, hey, what's up, man? Can you look at Cardano versus Bitcoin? Yeah. I'm surprised that Cardano hasn't been called out today as well, seeing as this one is usually one of the darlings of the market. It did hit our US dollar target at about 225, even shouted that one to like 250. Very powerful move here. And this is kind of what I'm looking for on Mr. Beaterall, right? This one's had a pretty phenomenal run versus the Bitcoin pairing. I do think that, what did you want to look at? Daily, weekly? Is the daily going to pull back from here, maybe back down to like 4150 to 4200 Satoshis? I think it's possible, yes. Long term, if you're thinking very long term, am I in any way, shape, or form bearish on this? Fuck no. I'd say any move down to 4200 Satoshis is an obvious opportunity area. Long term, I'd be looking for a retest of your closing highs. And I mean, again, you have another multi-year long consolidation, not as much history as Ethereum, but I imagine very similar results to Ethereum as well. So you can kind of just apply a similar analysis to this in comparison. Short term, I'm inclined to say this one probably does test a little bit of downside, but I want to be very clear on the higher term timeframes. That is an opportunity in the way that I look at it. Yeah, there's not really bearish there. And you did test your last monthly high, to be fair. So, I do favor a bit of a pullback from this region first, then another try higher. But I do like it long term to be very, very deliberately clear. Very, very clear. Very, very good long term. Certainly one of the better charts long term in this market. Nero Strudden says, bruh, can we check out Cardano versus USD on the daily? All right. This one I think is an even more impressive chart, as it's a lot easier to be more impressive versus the US dollar in this market right now. Okay, so we did get the pullback to our area yesterday, and I would say that is an opportunity. Again, maybe pulls back a little bit lower towards like 180, but I stick with what I said, man. That first pullback after a bit of a breakout, I'm usually looking at that as an opportunity. Daily RSI says we still got room to move. Daily TSI is getting a little bit tired here, yes, so maybe a bit of sideways within this region, but overall, zero reason to be bearish on this thing, or even just looking for like a medium-term pullback as long as it's above about, what is this, 180? Sorry, it's more like 176, we'll call it. Yeah, 176. Monthly's bullish as fuck, man. Bullish as fuck is the technical term on this one. Very, very good. Short term 4 hour, I'd be looking for it to pop back up, actually. So I stick with what I said at the very beginning. I think you already saw the pullback right there. I look at that first pullback after a breakout as an opportunity. I think you just got that. I think this one moves back up towards 230 and probably tries for another run after that. 4 hour RSI is a bullish reset as well. I like it. I do like it a lot. All right, let's see what else we got, man. Holy moly, man. Holy moly. All right. Richard says, Brother Garnett would like to inquire about. Are you guys like priests? Can you bless me? Brother Garnett would like to inquire about Disney stock. All right, if you guys are priests, you got to get away from the fucking kitty shit. Sorry, I couldn't help myself, man. It's said with full respect. Okay, I really do respect our clergy members here. For the daily and weekly, he is concerned. Kathy Woods recently. Oh yeah, you should be concerned about Kathy Woods, honestly. All right, symbol DIS. On New York Stock Exchange. Wow. I remember we looked at this one like a year and a half ago and we were massively bullish on it, and holy shit. Oh my God. Oh wow, it didn't say my chart. That's weird. All right, well, whatever. Yeah, it is short-term top. Wow, it is toppy here. I'd agree with your brother. I'd agree with brother Garnett. Brother Garnett certainly knows something. Short-term, can it pop back up to 175, 177 region? Yeah. More long-term, do I think it trades back down to like 159, 150, 160-ish region? Yes. This is looking like a head and shoulders top right here. It's not too obvious, but that's your left shoulder, that's your head, that's your right shoulder, or actually double right shoulder right there. I think you're getting ready for a markdown here. Again, Kathy Woods is, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to like just a girl who's trying to like do her thing, but it's not the best sign, put it that way. Monthly has bearish divergence in progress, about to break the exponential as well, kicked out of the bullish control zone. I think that this one comes down further than that, probably back to like low 150s region. And you, Brother Garnett, you got to say your prayers, man. Say your prayers to Boolah Jesus, or join the dark side, Mr. Brother Garnett. Nero Strutton says, bruh, Zer, can we look at Uni USD on the daily? Absolutely, yeah, man. This one, another more interesting one from like last summer, but we haven't really heard so much from, it's still pretty damn good, but I was gonna say we haven't heard so much from it as of late. Weekly's getting picked up rather well here. Daily is trying to put in a higher low. It looks like I'd give this one the benefit of a doubt. If you do see a closure above the, I wouldn't use a 21 in this case. Okay, so here's what I like about it. You do see a bit of this is to be looked at as a bullish reset on daily TSI until it goes below the zero read. This is to be looked at as a bullish reset on the RSI until it really, takes out this last low, to be fair. And this is to be looked at as a higher low until proven not, because that is your trend right now. Here's the problem though. I would express concern with this one if it fails on this next rally to get above about 40 and a quarter, this last lower high right here. If it fails to do that, I would look for a bit of a reversal, probably back down to the accumulation lows within this last breakout region at about just below 28 bucks. But assuming that it can do that, and I do think that it will try here. I actually do think that it will. 4 hour looks like it wants to try to the upside. 4 hour TSI turning up, 4 hour RSI looking good, bullish divergences all around. Actually, no, not on the RSI, but TSI does have a bit of it. I do favor the short-term upside, very likely test back up to 38 or so. If it can start to close above the 200 simple right here, I'd say that this is going to be one of those, one of those fake out death crosses, and very likely you will pop back up and continue on. But I do express a bit of concern with this one just because it's not as obvious as other ones. Although, Uni's still looking more or less fun, I suppose, on the long term, especially on your higher term time frames right now. Okay, sweet. We got Bitcoin, ETH Link. You got all of them right there, don't you? Actually, probably all the best ones in my opinion. Rotated some Bitcoin in XRP. Okay, very interesting. Could you check out XRP Bitcoin daily, weekly? Cheers. All right. We got XRP BTC right here, playing out a bit of a pullback after retesting your prior high of the run, of your last major run, your last major pump and dump, we might say. I'd be looking for short-term down. But you're looking at daily, weekly. Weekly's okay here. Did we close on new highs? No. Okay, so here's what I'd say. I'd be specifically looking at the weekly on this one. I want to see it close above this last high here. If it can do that, I would be bullish on this, looking for another pump phase. Look, this thing went for the full retrace all the way back down to your 2017 lows. Do I think that it rallies from here? Likely, yes. What the fuck is this thing though? That's probably just Poloniex being Poloniex, to be fair. But it's similar to Litecoin, right? And these two kind of play with each other as well. They love the pumps and dumps. I mean, this is your pump, then dumps. This is your pump, then dumps. Pumps and dumps. And do I think it's going to do anything different this time? Fuck no. But does that not mean that there's money to be made potentially on the other side? Well, also no. Yes, there is. And I do think it's probably getting ready for a big pump phase here. But I'd really want to see a weekly close above this level right here, or the 200 exponential average. They're more or less the same. And I'd be looking for this one to continue over a long period of time. But daily, does it pull back down maybe a little bit to like 33? Maybe, yeah. I don't have a strong opinion on the daily. Michael Crook says Tesla on the hourly. Okay, let's see what Tesla is doing here. Did Tesla salvage itself yesterday? Because I remember not liking the way that it looked yesterday. Short term, I would be looking for a bit of continuation on this bouncy bounce here. I imagine we probably have bullish divergence. We already do. Yes. Hourly TSI turning up as well. So I think you're getting ready for a bit of a bounce here. Long term, I mean, I know you didn't ask about it daily, but I'm just looking for potential targets. Short term would be like 600, maybe even tries all the way back to 630. So I'll just leave it at that because you specifically wanted just the hourly, but I don't like this chart long term. Weekly is pretty nasty here. Continuation of downtrend, closing on new lows, lower high right there. Not a big fan of that. Weekly jewel is continuation to the downside as well. So ultimately, I do think it will come down to about 523, 524 region. And then maybe try for another drive under that, maybe somewhere down around about $400, but just the hourly, little bit of a bouncy bounce implied. Ah, fuck, I lost my place. Again, man. Again. All right, YouTube. Don't fuck me this time, sir. Don't fuck me this time. I see Legend Ali. There he is. There he is. Okay. Oh, no, I found it. Okay, that was actually rather fast. Brian Stevenson says, Cardano USD on the daily, please. I think we already looked at this one, but maybe that was on the very short-term timeframes. Oh man, I must have very short-term memory here. Yeah, it's still bullish. I'd still be bullish on this one. 4 hour looks like it wants to pop back up. Yeah, I'd be looking for this one to pop back up and probably continue with this run. It's still pretty good. There's no reason to be bearish on something like this as long as it's above the last prior break, and that's about 180-ish region. So I respect that until proven otherwise. Now below there, yeah, we can look for bigger retracements, but I'd be favoring the upside on this one. Luke T says BCH, Bcash, or actually no, I just missed one. All right, we'll get to that in just a second here. But Nero Strutton says Zer bra Zer. Do you ever factor in harmonics? I'm not a big harmonic guy myself. There's a couple guys. There's one really good guy in the Discord. His name is Sanctum. He actually has really made me interested in harmonics in the same way that like Pena's made me interested in learning price action trading. Which both of them I actually want to bring on the channel for an interview because I really want to show like different styles and how they can work. You know, it's like everyone has their own fucking secret sauce, right? Anyways, he's really been doing some cool stuff. You know, he's not always right, and no one is always right, but he does some excellent work. Massive shout out to Sanctum from the Discord. I also know that Mitch Ray is pretty into harmonics as well. It's not my thing. I don't really I don't follow it. I don't study it as well, so I'm not the person to go to for it, but I have seen it work enough to believe that it is a relevant and valid source of edge is what I'd say. All right, BCH. All right, Bcash. I'm gonna go versus USD, Luke. All right, Luke. Let's see it. Coinbase actually is probably the one with the longest running history here. Looks a little bit more nasty, but look, man, if Bitcoin pops up here, do I think that Bcash doesn't as well? Probably follows, man. Probably follows. 4 hour bullish divergence, multiple drives there. I'd be looking for a short-term move back up to like 12, but no time frame given, man. What the hell? Luke, Luke, where's your last higher low? Well, it's way the fuck back on over here at about 760. So it's a long way to find out if you're going to be wrong, I suppose. We did basically hit the weekly resistance here. I'd say that's about close enough in this case. You know, you get your first pullback after that. Yeah, I'd probably favor a bounce here. Not as strong as the other ones. Weekly RSI is certainly not looking as hot, but I favor the market analysis here over singular analysis, and I think the market in general is getting ready for a bounce. So I'll leave it at that. Jasper, is your last name really McLovin? Oh my god, if it is, that is amazing. Can I have your ID, please? Are you also a Hawaiian organ donor, sir? Safe Star, not Safe Moon. I have a good position on it, but Safe Star, is it good or no? Well, based off its name, I'm going to say probably no, but let's see. Safe Star, it's not even on TradingView, man. I can't give you an opinion on that, man. Unfortunately, it's not on TradingView. It's probably way too new or way too shitty to be on TradingView. And here's the thing, man. TradingView will even host shit like I guess Dogecoin's not that shit anymore, but even it'll host shit like Shiba Coin, right? So it's probably a bad sign if it's not on TradingView, or maybe it's just too new. But yeah, I see Safe Space, I see Safe Saturn, I see Safe Style, I see Safe Store, I see Safe Moon, Safe Sun. Fuck. God, that is so ridiculous. This market is hilarious. Okay, now I do need some water. Mr. Josh, you knew it before I even knew it myself. All right, 1 second, my friends. Safe Star, not safe. Oh, it's safe. Well, that is safe, sir. Safe. Hold on, I'll type it in here and I'll show you. Safe Star. Yeah, it's not there, man. It's not there, unfortunately. Safe Star, not safe. Oh, it's not safe. I see it. It's a clever joke. It's a clever turn of phrase. Yeah, man. Unfortunately, we can't pull it up, so I don't have any opinion on that. Probably not a good sign if it's not on there, though. Pablo Sal says, since Coinbase is now selling 1.25 billion of coin shares, which is not SAFU anymore, can you look X United States Steel? Okay, so it's symbol X, I'm guessing. Yeah, okay, it is. All right, here we go. Looks good on the 4 hour. Be looking for some short-term upside, 27.70. Daily, yep, I'd be looking at this as a higher low right here. Do we see any divergences? No, we do not actually. I'd probably be favoring continuation of trend here, to be fair. Back up to like 28.5, but short term I think is a little more obvious. Okay, here we go. The weekly reveals all. Okay, you popped back above your last major dump range right here. Weekly golden cross inbound, weekly TSI turning up, weekly RSI hidden bullish divergence. I'd favor long-term upside continuation, but does it come back down and retest around like $24? So at some point maybe, yeah, but I see no real reason to be bearish on this thing, especially as long as it's above all major movement averages here, and especially as long as it's above this 22.25 pivot. So I do like it for what it's worth right now. Now below 22.25, maybe a bit of problems, but at least for right now, I do like it on the weekly, which you did not give me a time frame for. Luke Crow says, Krown, can you look at DIA USDT on the daily, bounce off the 99 MA? Why the 99? Are you just putting in numbers until you get some that you like? Because that's a classic trick there. You can also use the inverted chart trick as well if you don't like what you see. Okay, DIA versus the dollar, bouncing off the 21 right there, to be fair. Daily, look, if I'm just looking at this thing, I don't fucking like it. I would say that it probably comes down to like 280. Technically speaking, you're still operating on higher lows, but it doesn't look like the picture of health and fitness. Problem is, market analysis right now is bouncy bounce time. Let's see what the low term time frames say. Yeah, this one looks like the same too. Multiple drives of bullish divergence off this area. Extremely short term, 380, extremely likely. I'd probably be looking for continuation a little bit around $4. No time frame given. Oh no, you did say daily, so I actually don't have a strong opinion on the daily, to be honest with you. I do think it will pop back up to yesterday's open, however, so that's just below $4. Oh, there he is, the legend Ali Z's back in the house. Bruh, I have a deep in the money May 30, June 30, and June 2022 silver contracts. I should probably close, but looks like it wants $28. Will Bear Jesus punish me? Bear Jesus always pulls your pants down when you're not looking, my friend. Whenever you feel like you're safe, Bear Jesus is there with red dildos in hands. I'm not bearish on this chart, man. All right, so you said you got May 30, June 30, and June 22 silver contracts. What strike? But looks like it wants $28. I think it's actually going to go for more than that over time. But you're talking about May and so you're talking about this month, next month, and June 2020. Well, look, man, you can always take profit on on your May contracts. Sell some spot against it. I don't know, anywhere around about $27. I think is a good do for some obvious profits there, but this is very good long term, man. I do think that this will pop up. So those 2022 contracts probably gonna be working in your favor. I don't know what vol looks like on this, but I'd imagine it's probably massively in your favor, suggested by the BBWP over here. Long term, man, long term, I'll fucking say it, man. I think this one's going like $31, maybe even more. Looks very good long term, very, very good. I mean, here's your accumulation, pop back up, reaccumulation right here. Hard to hate. Very hard to hate, man. Blue Blood 99 says, hey, Mr. Krown. Hello, Mr. Blue Blood. Hey, man, appreciate that. Your view on Reef USD and Reef BTC daily. I'd like to, if cool with you, man, I'd like to do just one. We do have a lot of people here, and I need to run to the bank after this, actually. I'm actually trying to buy a house again, and this time I'm going to try to get a bank account, which is extremely fucking difficult to do as an American. Extremely fucking difficult to do as an American. By the way, if you're an American living abroad, try opening a bank account. It's not easy. It's really not easy. Okay, so what do we have here? We do have, technically speaking, some nice higher low structures. Now, I'm not a humongous fan of this formation, but it is market analysis time over singular analysis, to be fair. Okay, so you are, let's go down to a lower term time frame. Bit of a rejection right there, not the best. This one, look, if I was just looking at this thing, I'd be looking for a move down to like 32 cents region. Let's see what the weekly says. This is very, you know what, man, I don't have a good opinion on this. I'm gonna shoot you straight, man. I don't have a good opinion on this. I do like the higher lows right here. I don't like what it's doing short term. I do think that it could very easily come back down to about 3.2 cents. And I'd be looking for a higher low potential there, but don't like daily TSI turning down right here. Don't like daily RSI being neutral to slightly bearish, I suppose. Is it time to go with market analysis or not? Because you are kind of going against the market bounce right now. I'd say I'd say healthy amount of I don't know on this one, man. I don't feel confident on this one. If anything, I'd actually be looking for downside, to be honest with you. Is there any obvious thing? I mean, long term, above 4.9 cent, there's your breakout, but it's nowhere near that right now. It's in the middle of the range. That's a no trade for me. Michael Crook says, can you check out new 4-hour and daily price target? We don't do targets here, sir. New core, all right, 4-hour. This one I'm still bullish on it in the same way that I was before. Let's see, what would we be looking at short term based off the 4-hour? About 108 region short term. Do I think that it continues on from there? More medium term, yes, I think it will tag like somewhere around 115 region. If you're just looking at 4-hour, if you're looking at daily, I'd probably extend that a bit, maybe towards more like 118 region, but would be looking for a bit of short-term pullbacks in that, in that area. Long-term, however, yeah, we looked at this one long-term already. Long-term, I'm really fucking bullish on this. So if you were to ask about a weekly, I'd say probably like 150 long-term, but that is not what you asked about. Kendrick says, the Dominicans are back. What's up? What's up, my friend? What's up, my good man? We are betting Yukas to see who of us drew the fibs right on Matic BTC versus Matic USD daily. No analysis. Okay, so you want me to put like a fib on it? Well, it depends what time frame you're using. So we do need. Oh no, you do have a daily. Let's just do. I think Matic USD is going to be a lot more obvious. To be fair. I think Matic, Jesus Christ. I think Matic Bitcoin is probably going to be a little bit more difficult, but it depends what consolidation you're looking for. So if I'm going daily, there's technically no consolidation right here, right? It's that was based off of a 4-hour, obviously. So if we go to a daily as you specified, where's our last consolidation? Right here. What's our consolidation range looking like? This area right here. I mean, we've already kind of hit all the targets that I would have on that, to be fair. So, actually, I mean, technically speaking, you can plot more fibs on top of that. Like I only go up to the 4.764, but you can go into the 5s as well, no problem. But this is how I do it out of this base right here. If you're going to a lower term time frame, I'll do it off of this consolidation right here. But the lower and lower that you go, obviously, the less and less shaky it's going to be. If you're looking at BTC, maybe there's something more obvious on the daily specifically. Shit, I can't spell. All right, let's try this. Matic BTC, Binance, and okay, this one. Let's go back to the daily. It's gonna be the same shit. It's gonna be the same shit right here. I mean, again, this is for the 4-hour. If I was to do a daily, it'd be something like this. And obviously we can plot more on top of that, but that's how I do it on the daily. There is no consolidation on the daily after this range right here. Only on lower term timeframes after that. Okay. Mile Yurkovich says, hello, Krown. What's up, Miles? Can you please have a look at ICP like Insane Clown Posse? No, I remember this one from 2017 as well. All right, let's check it out. On the daily, you say. On the daily and weekly, you say. Shitty as hell. Wow, we have our shittiest chart of the day award, baby. Holy fuck. My voice can't handle it right now, though, unfortunately. There's no chart. There's no analysis to be made on a weekly. Daily's barely even alive, man. Look, man, I don't have an analysis on something that's only been around for a little bit of time, but I remember this one was like on Bittrex way back when. Let's see if it has more history here. Bing Bong. Oh, that sounds like a great place to put money. Bing Bong Exchange. Fucking amazing. Maybe Derp Coin over here. Nope, still shitty as hell. Impossible. Look, man, there's not enough history on this one to give any sort of legitimate opinion, but I don't know. If I'm going on very short-term time frames, maybe tries another bounce towards 230, 235 region. But I should not give you an opinion on this one, man, because I don't feel confident on it. I do not feel like I have any good idea on this one. What's up, Benny B? Quadruple, you stunk. Hello from San Diego, California, the best part of California. Quadruple you, huh? Okay, let's see. Energy Fuels on Arca. All right, never seen this one before, but yep, looks good here on the 4. I would be looking for a short-term move back up to about 640, 650-ish region. No time frame given, but daily looks decent here too in the consolidation range. I'd give it. I'd favor the current trend here. So short term, very likely move back up here. Do I think that it just bakes within this range for a little bit of time? Very likely, yes. Rejection of the bearish control zone, good. Back above the exponential as well. Back above all major moving averages. Daily TSI about to turn up here too. Yeah, I would favor the upside here. And long term. Well, long term, it did buck the trend from a while ago, way the hell back on from April 2019. So I do favor it long term actually. All right, Legend Ali says, FY, this isn't my request, but folks want Ethereum. Actually, that is weird, man. We haven't talked about Ethereum today. What the fuck? That's strange. How the hell did that happen? We talked about Ethereum versus Bitcoin pairing, obviously. We can check it out over here. Let's see. I'd imagine it's going to do more or less the same shit as Bitcoin here. You know, I would be on lower high watch anywhere around the 10 simple, which is just around $3,800. But I do think it's got a little bit of upside here. Let's see what the low term time frames say. It's the same thing as Bitcoin, man. Bullish divergence printing right now. What about a 10 hour? We actually don't see it on a 10 hour. You know, do I think that it pops back up intraday to like 3,600 or 3,650? Probably yes. Do I think that it continues on, you know, maybe another day or two? Probably yes as well, alongside Bitcoin. But I'd be on a concerted lower high watch anywhere around about 3,800. That's my critical area. In fact, you know what we could do here? We can take a bearish tracement on this one and see if that populates with anything else. Let's take this one off for now because we've hit all those targets and it's no longer relevant, sir. Let's see what we got. Okay, yep. What do you know? 618 and 0.5 right in this area. So I'd say keep an eye on this area right here. Here's kind of like your area of concern, we'll say, between about 3,750 and 3,900, we'll call it. Now, if it can get back above 3,900, I'd probably be looking for a continuation of this run towards 5,000 at this point. But, you know, it's similar to Bitcoin, man. I'd just be looking for sideways on the higher term timeframes. Lower term timeframes, probably try to the upside from here. I think Bitcoin's a little bit easier to watch with direction, and Ethereum certainly is trading with Bitcoin right now, too. Buy hourly, just in a bit of a short-term range here, too. So I would favor another try to the upside, to be fair. Same sort of jewel buy signal on the buy early here too, so I'd be looking for that one to play out just a little bit longer, and then we'll come back to it after that. Jonathan says, thoughts on Dixie daily, my man? Bottomy. Let's see, where is my Dixie? Where's my Dixie over here? I know I have it here somewhere. There it is, found it. 90 spot 164. Jesus, man, this one is loving that $90 region. Okay, back down around your prior lows. I do believe we said that was likely to happen like a month ago, but I would be looking for a bounce from this region. Yes, I would agree with that. I'm not necessarily bearish on this one just yet. We did have major hidden bearish evidence right there, but usually when I see a move like that, I target the last low in this case, and we've pretty much already got there. I'd be looking for some bottoming behavior. Here's the thing though. There's a lot of bad things going on with this right now. We see weekly TSI turning down freshly, also even playing out the same trend line like long term. Fuck man, I'm losing my voice. Something like this long term. We see weekly RSI is... I don't really have a strong opinion on weekly RSI. I do see something coming in right here, which could provide a little bit of a short-term relief. In fact, we're almost right around there. If you do see a rejection around the edge of the bearish control zone, that's at the point where I would really be looking for a bigger bounce back up to about 91.5 and probably continuation over time. But as it stands right now, let's check out the monthly. It probably does bounce here, man, but this is not looking good. Yeah, this is not looking good, man. Holy fuck. God damn it, I need to switch into euros again. Yeah, short-term bottomy, yes. I do think that it will bounce off that region, but hold your breath over the next couple months here, because for my sake, man. I'm an American living in Europe. It is not a good do right now. It is not a good do at all. Hey, what's up, Mark Brown? Hello, sir. Thanks for... Hey, man, my pleasure. Can you look at Chile's BTC on the daily, please? Thanks from London. London, huh? My dad was born in London, actually. Moved to America when he was like 5, and... Well, he's had quite the life, man. I actually had a good chat with him last night. It was really, really nice to speak with my father, because actually pretty much never talk with my family. I talk with like my aunt a couple times a year, and I talk with my dad like a couple times a year too. But it was a good chat. Anyways, you don't give a fuck about that. Let's look at some Chiles over here. Looking good here. I do like this reaccumulation phase, especially after one just ginormous breakout. Holy fuck, man. I'd be favor this one as long as it's especially above that last 777 low right here. It's a pretty obvious structure, to be fair. We got this area right here. We got this area right here. And I'd say anywhere above here, above about 1050, 1060, more like 1060 on a daily, I'd be looking for a retest of these highs and very likely a continuation. I mean, this is, more or less a bullish structure. We got hidden bullish evidence off the last low. We got trend, we got momentum, and TSI is turning up here too. Yep, I'd be bullish on this one, at least for a move back up here to 1060. And then personally speaking, do I think that it continues on? Yeah, I do. I do like it. All right. Hey, what's up, Poncho? There he is, Poncho Music Man. If you're interested in a basket of DeFi for market sentiment, you should suss out a DPI. It's an actively managed rebalance index. Okay. Interesting. But you're asking about Ethereum USD. All right. All right. Well, fair enough. But actually, that's really useful, man. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add that to my list, man. And thank you for that. Where's my shit over here? Symbol DPI. Yeah, that's actually really interesting. Wait, what the fuck? I guess it's this one right here. I'm guessing, or maybe USD. Who the fuck knows on this thing? Well, I'll just add that and we can keep an eye on that. All right, sweet. Ethereum 4 hour, you say specifically. I do think that Ethereum tries a little more upside from this region, probably up to short. Well, did we already get the move to 36? No. I do think short term, very likely test around like 36, just wherever yesterday's daily open was. Yeah, just under 3,600, I think is very likely. Do I think that it continues a little bit more from there? Very likely, yes. I think it'll probably test somewhere around like 3650 to 3675 region. Daily TSI, 4 hour TSI turning up, 4 hour RSI giving us some hidden, not some hidden, but some phantom div right there. And coming off of a very, very high BBWP read, I'm looking for a bit of a bouncy bounce here. But again, it's time to be on lower high watch, in my opinion. It's time to be conservative as a trader. As an investor, well, that's a different game. But on a 4 hour, I would imagine you're probably not an investor. So yeah, fair enough. A little bit of short-term upside there. And then you got obvious structural low right here at about 3,300, we'll call it. Below there, I'd look for the next drive down to, I don't know, I guess like 29.50. Yeah, about 29.50. All right, sweet. Man, my voice is starting to leave me now. All right, let's take another sippy sip of this one and hope that I can do it. Z's Handsome says, please guide me. Z's, is that you? Oh my God, man, the Z's never stops. The Z's never stops, man. Oh dear Lord. I think anyone who comes into our Discord is probably very confused by all of the incessant Z's posts. Thank you, Z's bird. Jesus Christ, man. Oh well, you got to learn to love it, man. It's hilarious. So, hey, what's up, El Pistolero? Been lurking like Gollum for a bit. Thanks for all the knowledge. Hey, my pleasure. Total 2. Okay, is the alt season losing its heat? Yeah, I do think that alt season. Well, no. Let's look at it first. Man. Total 2. So this is just the altcoin market cap, basically. Is it losing its luster? So we need to look at higher term timeframes for this. Yeah, I mean, it's, does it pop back up here short term? Yes. Is the weekly a bit toppy? Also, yes. Yeah, man, I do think that you're looking for a bounce in the Bitcoin dominance chart relatively soonish. So within the context of the altcoin chart, what would that mean? That'd mean that altcoins probably lose versus their Bitcoin parent. And then on the US dollar parent, that's mostly going to be a function of where Bitcoin goes. But as we looked at earlier, man, that's not the case for the general altcoin market. There are certainly a lot that are acting well. So what I say about Total 2, I actually don't feel too confident on this one either. If anything, I'm looking for a bounce here a little bit more, at the very least back up to like 128.5 trillion. Here's the thing, man. You got an obvious structure right here, right? You got an obvious structure right around this area right here. We could just take this low, essentially. Back down below this region, about 1.13 trillion. I'd be looking for some bigger downside moves. Now, is it losing its heat? Yeah, I'd say it's certainly losing momentum over a long period of time. That's what your momentum oscillators tell you right here. And we do have bearish divergence, so that is by definition losing momentum. Yes. What about a weekly? Weekly could very easily put in some bearish divergence as well, but it is not confirmed just yet. But if that starts to happen, I'd be looking for a greater pullback, like 785 billion. That is. But long term, I still like a look. I'm not bearish on something that's in a weekly uptrend or especially a monthly uptrend as well. So pullbacks are likely just short term inspired as I burp up my early morning coffees. All right, let's see what else we got, man. I'm going to get through this one, baby. Jeannie says, can you look at Dixie? We just looked at it. I'd still be looking for a bounce off this region. I saw that it just dipped below about $90 right there, and now just popped back above it. It's gonna zoom back around this region, I imagine, but I'd be getting ready for a bounce in this region, to be fair. Now, then again, I look at daily RSI. That is some nasty hidden bear div right there, but we've mostly played that out, I do think. I'm more or less looking for a bounce in this region, to be honest with you. I don't think, if this one does break down, I'm not so confident that it breaks down like from this exact moment here. I think that you're probably going to see another bounce somewhere around this level. Actually, quite literally where we're at. In fact, I'm just going to do a completely new chart. We don't even need that. We just need one level right here, maybe two. We'll do something like this. I think high probability of bounce in this region. If we see another drive of bullish evidence on the daily, that would be a damn good signal. But what about daily TSI? This one's beat to fucking shit. It actually does look really bad. Monthly looks really shitty too. But I'm always going to look for a bounce off your prior low. Almost always. Shit, I lost my place once again. Where did it go? Okay, see DGB. Okay, there we are. Richard's back. Hey man, you are blessed and highly favored by our monastery. All right, baby, I'm in. I'm in with the clergymen's. Hey man, my pleasure. I appreciate the support. We have nearly doubled the donation money option trading. God damn it. I knew. Richard Christensen, you're great, man. You're fucking great. And you know what? I wish the best for your parish, monastery, whatever it is. And I'm glad that you. Oh my God. I'm glad that you're using people's charitable donations for options. Oh my God. Well, at least it's going well for now. God damn. Well, Miss Richardson, I salute you, my friend, and nothing but respect, sir. Nothing but respect. What's up, Nimbo? There he is. Matthew Dorsey says thoughts on DGB. Let's check it out. DGB USD. Bittrex probably want to go to on this one. That's monthly. Very good here on the monthly. Weekly, does it play out a pullback? Very likely, yes. I think it probably pulls back a little bit more towards about not just below 9 cents, but I'm not a big fan of the daily, man. I do think this one pulls back a little bit more, probably just below 9 cents, and another bounce somewhere around maybe 8.8, 8.9 region. Come back to it after that, but I don't feel as good about this one, to be honest with you. Bearish evidence on the last weekly. I'd like to see another short-term downside move to about 8.5 to 8.8 region. And check it out from there. Long term, do I hate an uptrend like this? No, absolutely not. But this one had a pretty nice run here. Could it be ready for a bit of a pullback? Yeah, I do think so. Okay. We got, the Dominicans are back, baby. Hey man, my pleasure. Italy, one of my peoples, believe it's wise to bet yuccas given they stay ripe for far longer than plantains. Oh my lord, man. Glad to hear as well, brother. Glad to hear as well, man. Learning new cultures every day. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. Meekers is back. He says, I'm looking for a good coin to scalp for 24 hours. You got to be more specific with that, man. You got to bring something to the table. What is a scalp for you? What time frame you're looking to trade? I don't have an answer for you, man. We've looked at a shit ton of coins on this on this stream here. I mean, technically speaking, all of them have opportunity, right? It just depends. I mean, you got to be more specific, man. I'm very much inclined to say, and please do not take this in a offensive way, but I'm very much inclined to say, with a question like that, a lot of learning needs to go in before employing whatever sort of strategy you're trying to employ. Because I've never really thought of things that way. When I'm looking to scalp, in periods of higher volatility. And right now, I think that we just kind of hit a period of high volatility, and I'm probably going to cool off a little bit here. So it's more of a range trading for a little, maybe for a couple days, and then maybe trend once again. But to answer your question, I mean, there's been several today. I mean, several on this list: Cardano, Link, XRP, to name a few. I think Matic was an interesting one as well. I mean, there, technically speaking, there is opportunity on just about everything because everything is more or less moving. So unfortunately, I don't really have a good answer for you, but I'm also not sure that I even should. I'd express serious concern, man. Really no offense, but you got to think about exactly what you're doing. What are you trying to do exactly? Do you have a concerted strategy alongside that? Because technically speaking, everything technically has opportunity in the next 24 hours. So it's more or less strategy dependent about what you're trying to look for in that context. And that's what's actually going to drive what you trade. You don't look at it in what's the next 24-hour coin to trade? It's no, it's first choose a strategy and then find where that strategy is giving you a signal within the next 24 hours and then trade that. That's what I would say to kind of balance that out a bit. Alan says Neo BTC on the daily looks good. Holy shit, man. Neo. Ant shares. I remember this thing from way back when. All right, we got Ant shares over here, which rebranded to Neo, and then went to the moon and beyond, and now, well, actually, it's going to the moon again, it looks like. Okay, daily, you say? I think it has a short-term move back up to like yesterday's open, but same thing as Bitcoin, man. It's like you got to be on lower high watch right now. But to be fair, this one, actually no, this one is really on lower high watch. To be fair, I mean, technically speaking, you know, does this put in a higher low right here? Is a question to myself. Rhetorical question to myself. You know, it's obviously not a low just yet. I'd actually need to go to lower term timeframes in order to kind of judge this one. Very similar to Bitcoin, multiple drafts of bullish divergence off the low. I mean, plus 4 hour TSI turning up. I'm inclined to say that yes, it probably does pop back up to like 98 and a quarter region. Daily though, I just look for Bitcoin for direction, honestly, man. Long term, yep, hit your last major breakdown, or not your last major breakdown, but a major breakdown here in February 2018, playing out a pullback from there. I think it chops around a bit here. But long term, you know, is it good? Yeah, I mean, it's very similar chart to what we've seen on those long form accumulations, if that's what you're asking specifically. Kendrick says, the naysayers were 0 for 2. I was 1 for 2 for the USD one. My fucking man, baby. My fucking man. There he is. Kendrick DeCamps laying it down once again. Love it, man. Absolutely fucking love it, baby. Oh my lord, we're at the bottom here. We are at the bottom. We are at the fucking bottom. All right, let's see. 1776 all the way says hello, Hero. Hey, Hero, sir. HL, symbol HL, 4 hour, thinking of short-term calls, okay? What, you're gonna trade like the weeklies on this thing? And what, I guess that means you're gonna buy the calls? Well, this would actually be a decent area to be buying calls. Now, you should have probably bought when BBWP was like turning up right here above 20 percentile on the breakout. Actually, damn, man, that really did get a, holy shit, that got it incredibly well. Overall, though, yeah, I do think that you continue up here. Very good chart on the weekly. I'd be looking for $9.90 to $10 on this current move. Hey, what's up, FOX? Hey there, Krown. What's up, man? Hey, thank you. Wondering if you could take a look at cream to US dollar. All right, no time frame given, so I'm just gonna go with the daily. All right, FTX over here. Not a whole hell of a lot of history, but daily looks okay here. A series of a couple of higher lows right there. I'd be looking for this one to pop back up towards like 175.5. Now above 175.5, I think that makes things a lot more interesting. Now target moves towards like 255 region. Overall, you know, probably within the context of this market, probably does play out some upside. Look, BBWP very, very low here on the daily. I think this one's probably getting ready to move. It's very mature in this consolidation. Alan says, hi again. Hello, Mr. Allen. My request was Neo BTC pair. Oh, sorry, man. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. My apologies. No excuses, obviously. But man, lack of sleep is just wrecking me for the last few days. Yep, looks good. Looks good. I'd be looking for a move up to 2165 region. That is your, let's see. Got some like this. We got some like this. And I'd be looking at this as your next major breakout area right here. You know, targeting moves towards what? Do we have any historical regions to be going off of? Yes, we do. Yes, we certainly do. And I'd be looking like for some like this, up to about almost 2,700 on a breakout above this region right here. And this one does look more or less fine. Again, very mature here. Looking at daily RSI, constructive. I'd be looking for this one to cross back above the exponential, and that's going to be my next signal. Daily TSI, I'd like to see fall through as well, but it's actually not anywhere close right now. So I'm inclined to say that it probably spends a little bit more time in here, but it's getting ready. It looks like it's getting ready. Obviously, to the downside, any sort of a closure below about 1850. Now start to turn around my opinion on that. Looking for bigger moves down to like 1550-ish region, but at least for now, okay. Hey, what's up, Tokyo? What's up, man? All is well. By the way, had sushi last week. Really fucking good. Amazing, man. Els had sushi last week, too. Not so good. She's been dealing with the consequences of that. A little bit of disaster pants going on. Can you look at Burst USD on the daily? Holy shit, man. I remember you asking about Burst in like 2018. All right, Burst USD over here. Let's see, Bittrex. Let's see where this thing is. What the hell? Is this thing still alive? It is still. Oh, wow. Powerful, man. Yeah, I'd be looking for a move towards, what is this, 3.5 cent? Yeah, 3.5 cent, man. Very, very good. Weekly golden cross right here, popping back above your multi-year long accumulation range right here. Actually, relatively recently retested right there. Perfect. Boom, up. Yep, I'd be looking for weekly continuation about, what is this, like 3.3? About 3.3. Long term, you know, again, in the context of the market, probably does rally all the way back up to like 8 cents and probably beyond. But at least, you know, well, you actually asked about the daily specifically, but daily first pullback out of a range breakout. I look at that as an opportunity, typically speaking. So yeah, man, I do like it for what it's worth right now, and I do think that overall very likely continues from here. Fellas, I am completely spent right now. I'm completely spent. My voice is wrecked. My voice is absolutely wrecked. But to kind of wrap up Bitcoin, so I do think there's a lot of important things to say about this right now. I'm still a little bit concerned about Bitcoin, but hey, we do have a few signs of life right here. I'd keep an eye on the next signal. If we start to print a buy signal on the hash ribbons indicator, I would be looking at that as an indication that we probably are going to find a low relatively soon. Personally speaking, I do still think that Bitcoin probably ends up, playing out a bit of a short-term rally from here, and then probably move down to about $39,000. But that is just personal opinion, and more or less more of a hope and kind of speaking my book right now, as I'd like to see as I look at that as a major opportunity. But with that said, fellas, I am absolutely wrecked right now as far as my voice goes, and I'd like to wish you well. I'd like to wish you the best. Take care, and hopefully see you soon.
Christmas dildos moving up and down. They'll call him Crypto Krown. You've got to TA to be free. Learn how to surf in the deep Red Sea. Trendlines, average values, RSI. Lift ocean coins to the sky. From distributor into XRP. Oh, bear Jesus, set us free. Crypto what? Crypto Krown. Drifting Lambos through your town. Hodlers better buckle down, 'cause it's the final crypto what? Crypto Krown. Drifting Lambos through your town. Hodlers better buckle down, 'cause it's the final countdown. Open has the mastermind. Dive into Crypto Cave and let's go for a ride. The whales are coming very soon, very soon. Up to the moon in the afternoon. Crypto what? Crypto Krown. Drifting Lambos through your town. Hodlers better buckle down, 'cause it's the final crypto what? Crypto Krown. Drifting Lambos through your town. Hodlers better buckle down, 'cause it's the final